What up, folks? Listen, I wanted to just get in front of the camera and just start talking about a story, a particular thing that happened to me today that I learned from. And I think that, as with story time that I often have up here, if I learn something today, I feel as though y'all should as well. So here's what happened, okay? At my organization, my place of business, you have opportunities to do volunteer activities, right? These can range from anything from going down to the local Goodwill, you know what I mean, to going to a soup kitchen, to, a whole bunch of different things. I've actually been working with a resource group at the place that I work with to put together a month of volunteer activities and dedication for Black History Month. Today was one of the last activities, and we ended up going to a food kitchen. It was a couple of us. And I wanted to be able to go back too, because I feel like what can happen is if you start to get out of that zone or that arena, you start to have a hard time in identifying with those people that live that particular lifestyle, no matter if it was your particular lifestyle at a certain time in your history. It's always good to go back just to get reacclimated to a type of lifestyle that people do live, right? Makes you a lot more empathetic to different people's situation if you can see life through their eyes, right? So we get in there today, and we are there obviously before the donations have started. There wasn't actually a lot to do today because what was on the menu was pizza, and it was already prepared. All you got to do is just heat the pizza up. Then they had some pineapples that you can put into the plate. You can put the pineapples in or what have you. So it wasn't really a lot going on. Moved on from that to moving around boxes, donation boxes. And one thing that I realized is like the type of donations that come through people donation and through government assistance as well. It's like the same, damn near the same thing that you and I eat if you go down to a Wegmans or Kroger, Giant Eagle, whatever the supermarket of choice in your general vicinity is, Aldi, whatever. That's one of the things that I noticed, and I thought to myself, damn, for people that's really going through a situation, kind of irrespective of how they got themselves in that situation, it's dope that there's programs or places to go to seek solace, right? To get fed in case you cannot feed yourself, right? So I'm down there, moving around boxes or what have you. And we get done with the activity. It was about 3 hours or so. Me and my partners, we get done with the activity. And I'm standing at the back entrance. And one of the lady volunteers says to me, listen, either you can go out the back to go to your car, or you can go out the front. I chose the front because it's cold outside, right? So I chose the front. I go out to the front of the building. I'm feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I go out to the front, and I hear, he don't want it. He don't know what I'm about. Yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, shit. What's going on out here? So I walk out to the front, and this motherfucker's fighting, or about to start fighting. The pushing, the shoving. It was at like that stage, or whatever the altercation was about. I had to go to my car, and of course I'm not gonna get into a situation like that. Bunch of dudes, rowdy, dressed inappropriately. They pants down past they ass, and the whole nine. So I walk out the front door. I think I mumbled something like, excuse me, niggas. Go into my car, and I just thought about it for a quick second. I thought about it. That although I felt like I made an impact, although I felt like it was dope for me to get outside and to see what was happening out of something that I was able to take myself out of, and no matter what type of benefit that I'm able to provide for the short amount of time that I'm there, people will be people. Humans will be humans. And this is irrespective of race, creed, color, sexual orientation, gender, or religion. People will be people. Now, mind you, I don't know what the altercation was about. And it didn't even come to blows at the point that I was at, even though it seemed like it was right on the edge. No matter how much that I felt like I was at least able to get outside my comfort zone for this particular morning, you know, missing out on a little bit of work, they're still fighting. And it bothers me, you know, because you always feel like you want to be able to make at least a minimal amount of difference in the world through the actions that you do and the money that you give back or the clothes that you donate. And when I was sitting in the car and I was thinking about it, and the thing is like, of course, I'm going to go back at a later time in the future, and I can't let that uncomfortable feeling mire my, you know, contributions or whatever it is, or my willfulness to give back. But it just reminded me that, you know, some people just ain't shit. You know, I was having a discussion with one of my boys on the live stream a couple of days ago, and he said something to the extent of, you got to save them all. You got to save all of them. And I am within the right mind and public perception or not, I don't think everybody can be saved. I think it's a waste of time to try to save those that do not want to save themselves. I think this is why I think at like the current way that we do some government assistance programs, I don't agree with. I think that if there was a better way to track the integrity of people, and I know I'm kind of sounding science fiction-y, and I know that we don't currently have the technology to be able to do that. If there was any way to understand like what types of people are these people, because I want to help those that want to help themselves. I do. I really and truly do. And I feel like that's when my cup runneth over. Not when you contribute and then you go out to the front of the establishment and you see that and you think to yourself, for what? Now, I'm in the mind to think that if there was any way that I can contribute more to those that truly and wonderfully deserve it, I really wish that I could. I wish I could separate out those that are not trying, those that receive certain levels of assistance but still choose for mediocrity. The problem is that there is those within that same demographic, that same socioeconomic background, the same whatever, that want to be something, that want to achieve, that want more. So here's where I leave off. For me, it's more or less like a time of reflection. It helped me to reflect, to think about, you know, your impact and how your impact is best used. You know, quick story. I know I've shared this on a live stream a couple of times before, but my pops was a school teacher in a school district for over 30 years, you know, 35 years or something like that. And I remember him telling me that you could tell pretty much in high school the young men that were going to make it and the ones that were going to end up dead or in jail. And he said that if you weren't able to get into their mind, into their psyche to course correct of all the things that they saw growing up prior to about 15, 16, the chances of you being able to change them significantly decrease, if damn near it's at zero, unless they encounter something that gives them that closeness to either death or serious time. So I ask that although this particular situation has not changed my thought about volunteerism, what I'd ask all of you to do is all of the knowledge that you know, share it. Because I truly think that it's unbecoming to learn the things that you know without giving the correct opportunity to pass it on. That's my thoughts for right now. Thought I'd just throw up a quick story of how I was feeling based off of that situation today. I really just wish that more people would want more, because there's so much out there. There's so much out there. But at the same time, I know that it's hard to dream what you can't see. So those that you know within your life that can't dream what they cannot see, and you know they're making a concerted effort to try to lend them that dream. All right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace!